Flight attendants for United Airlines are protesting for a new contract that includes better pay. A day of action for thousands of flight attendants coming on the heels of a report showing that United CEO Scott Kirby's pay increased by 90% in 2023, totaling nearly $19 million. Flight attendants have been negotiating for 2.5 years for a new deal, so that means no pay bump in all of that time for them. In a statement, United sharing this. They said, "We continue to work toward an industry-leading agreement for our flight attendants. Our negotiations are continuing this week, and we have additional dates scheduled later this month." End quote there. Here for more insight into this push for better pay is Sarah Nelson, the international president of the Association of Flight Attendants, which is the union representing more than 25,000 United Airlines flight attendants in these discussions. Sarah, my producers just told me you were out on the picket lines yourself yesterday. Your voice is a little hoarse this morning, I hear, because of it.
Yes, that's right. I was right out there in Chicago yelling my head off.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time early this morning. It's pretty remarkable, the pay increase for the CEO in 1 year, while flight attendants' pay has stayed stagnant for nearly 3. What kind of pay increase would make them happy, Sarah? What are they fighting for?
Well, look, all of the executives got a double-digit pay raise, and we are fighting for a record contract here on the heels of record profits for the airlines. This has been since 2016 that we negotiated the last contract. The last pay bump was 2020. We helped the airline get through COVID, through the pandemic, through its roughest time. We put forward the plan that got the federal relief to keep us flying. And it's high time that we're getting a return for all of our hard work and sacrifice. I also just want to recognize that since 9/11, it's been essentially 20 years of austerity, and we have not been able to get the improvements that we need over that period of time, from bankruptcies to consolidation and then the pandemic. And so we are due really hefty pay raises here. And we're also due a change in the way that we're paid, so that we're paid for the time that we're working on the ground too, when we are boarding passengers, for example.
And we're playing this video here, to the right on the screen. We saw flight attendants picketing at 17 different airports worldwide on Thursday as negotiators return this week for the second federally mediated bargaining session for a new contract. Where do negotiations stand as of this morning, Sarah?
Well, look, they were at the table this week, but this is just not moving fast enough. And what people need to know is that under the Railway Labor Act, contracts become amendable. They do not expire. That's why you don't see a deadline. You don't see a strike deadline. We need a credible strike threat here from the National Mediation Board, from the agency that oversees these negotiations, which are happening actually across the industry for flight attendants right now, in order to have that credible strike threat, to get management serious at the table, to listen to our demands. And just like they did with the UAW strike, or the lead up to the UPS strike, or the writers and actors. They need to face that pressure in order to meet the needs of the flight attendants on the front line, and to get that record contract that is reflective of those record profits that we have helped generate.
Yeah, you bring up some great points of other unions that have fought for the same and what they've accomplished. You're now at the 29-month mark right now in these negotiations. If these demands aren't met, what's next? And also, what does that mean for the flyers who are taking these United flights?
Flight attendants are exhausted. We're also negotiating for better control of our schedules on the front lines. And at a certain point, you can't attract people to this job if it is not something where you can earn a living wage, where you can actually afford to get to work, where you can control your time and have time with your family and time off to enjoy your life. So this is really concerning. And as we push forward, we are going to push forward on that right to strike. And ultimately, this could cause disruptions, but certainly flight attendants are fed up. And we understand actually that the vast majority of passengers are with us. So we're going to continue to welcome you on board, welcome you to support our fight. But we need to get this done, because all of the cities where United has flight attendants who are based, and all the communities where these flight attendants live, are going to have a harder time paying our bills. We're not going to be paying as much taxes. We're not going to contribute to the community. We're not going to be able to contribute in the way that we want to. And that is a harm to everyone. So we're fighting actually for our lives, but also for the American worker across the country.
Yeah, well, Sarah, my mom is a flight attendant for Southwest Airlines, so I salute you in your fight here. You deserve better. It's a physically demanding job, and it's a calling for a lot of you, too. So please keep us posted. We'll be following along closely. Sarah Nelson, thanks so much.
Thank you, Marky. Hi to your mom.
Thank you. I will relay the message. She's watching right now. A controversial bill in Florida banning civilian review boards from investigating police heads to Governor Ron DeSantis' desk later on today. Why some groups